Welcome to Mental Models Daily, where we explore one mental model each day to help you elevate your daily decision-making. Today, we're exploring a fundamental principle that shapes everything from economics to personal productivity: the Law of Diminishing Returns. The Law of Diminishing Returns states that in any process, as you increase one input while keeping others constant, you'll eventually reach a point where each additional unit of that input yields progressively smaller benefits. It's like eating your favorite dessert. The first bite is amazing, the second is great, but by the 10th bite, you're barely enjoying it anymore. Let's look at a classic example from agriculture, where this principle was first observed. Imagine a farmer adding fertilizer to their field. Initially, each bag of fertilizer significantly increases crop yield. However, after a certain point, adding more fertilizer produces smaller and smaller increases in yield, until eventually it might even harm the crops. It's like trying to water a plant. More water is beneficial up to a point, after which you're just drowning the poor thing. In the business world, the law of diminishing returns appears everywhere. Companies often experience it when hiring more workers for a fixed amount of equipment. At first, each new employee boosts productivity significantly. But eventually, adding more workers leads to smaller productivity gains as they start competing for limited resources. It's like trying to cook in a kitchen that keeps getting more chefs but doesn't get any bigger. At some point, they're just getting in each other's way. So how can we apply this mental model in our daily lives? Firstly, we can use it to optimize our learning and practice sessions. When studying or practicing a skill, the first hour might be highly productive, but after several hours your focus wanes and each additional hour yields diminishing benefits. Recognizing this pattern can help you schedule more effective breaks and maintain peak productivity. It's like knowing when to step away from a problem and come back fresh, rather than pushing through with diminishing results. Secondly, we can apply it to our time management. Adding more hours to your workday might initially increase output, but at some point, exhaustion sets in and each extra hour becomes less productive. Understanding this helps us make better decisions about when to stop working and start recovering. It's like recognizing that a good night's sleep will make you more productive tomorrow than pushing through another late-night work session. Lastly, we can use this principle to make smarter investment decisions, whether it's money, time, or effort. Before adding more of any resource to a project, ask yourself if you've reached the point of diminishing returns. Sometimes the best decision is to redirect those resources elsewhere. It's like knowing when to stop polishing a presentation and start preparing for delivery instead. In conclusion, the law of diminishing returns reminds us that more isn't always better, and that understanding the optimal point of investment, whether of time, money, or effort, is crucial for efficient decision-making. In a world that often pushes us to do more, this mental model helps us recognize when doing less might actually be more effective. Thank you for joining me today on Mental Models Daily. Until next time, may your investments be wise, your returns be optimal, and your decisions be balanced. For more mental models, please visit mentalmodelsdaily.com or find us on X or Instagram. Our podcast music was provided by the podcasthost.com and Alitu, the podcast maker. Find your own free podcast music over at thepodcasthost.com/free music.